morning, this is Evelyn McKinnon with 104.6 Pinehaven Radio, your local station for news, weather and more. I'm looking forward to joining you every day to liven up that work week. Today's forecast is mostly cloudy.
Hello everyone, how are you doing on this fine day? If you're new here, hi, my name is Noah and I am
the Bookworm.
And this is Milo. And today we're here to talk about this book, A Lonely Broadcast by Kel Byron. I'm going to warn you, this is going to be a mess of a review because there's so many notes and things that I did. I took so many. A lot happens in this book and it's absolutely brilliant and fantastic. So good. So a little bit of info about this book and why I got it originally. So, A Lonely Broadcast by Kel Byron was released in 2023. This is a trilogy. Book 2 is out. Number 3 is not yet as this moment, but I will be getting it as soon as it's out. It is 274 pages of paranormal mystery horror. I even would say throwing a bit of cryptids in there as well, because there are things in this book that are creepy as hell. And on our prompts board, this ticks off woods, wilderness / isolation. And I would even say it crosses off cryptids, because some things that are described in this book I would class as, like, cryptids, like, for real. Now, I originally bought this book because many years ago, I read a creepypasta. I couldn't remember what it was called, but I remember it was to do with a radio tower. And I never fully finished reading it, but I know that I enjoyed it and I loved it. And then one day, on Amazon, I'm just scrolling through and I find this book and I'm like, oh, this kind of reminds me of that creepypasta that I really enjoyed. And then I got it and then I started reading it, and within the first, I don't know, I would say 4 pages, I realised this is the creepypasta, and I could not be happier because not only is it reworked, but Kel has basically made it more in-depth and gives us more information that adds to the imagery that it plays on, which is beautiful. But yeah, the reason why I knew that it was the creepypasta was because of the rules that it says on the 4th or 5th page. But we'll get into there. But first of all, I just want to kind of talk a little bit about the story. So we follow Evelyn McKinnon, who has lived in Pinehaven like when she was younger until her mum kind of remarried and moved away, kind of dragging her with her until she basically had to come back because of life. And she decides to get a job just to get away from kind of like the thing she's kind of put herself in. She needs to get away from, and also she doesn't really have much of a choice, but she decides to start working at the radio tower, and they basically sold the job to her as this is just normal tower. You know, it used to be a fire watch tower, but they've changed it to a radio tower. Or we just need someone who basically to live there just to, you know, keep the music going for everyone. But as she's kind of like making herself comfortable in there, she realizes things aren't really what they seem. First thing is a set of 4 rules, which is
Rule 1. Take care of the equipment, tools, spare parts, and a generator can be found in the shed. Rule number 2. Record all listener calls. Report any calls that are suspicious in nature.
kind of odd.
Rule number 3. Never let the broadcast go quiet. When no operator is present, make use of the
auto tools.
I can't English.
I never English, Jesus Christ.
And rule number 4. If the fog rolls in, issue an emergency broadcast. Keep the radio on. Lock the doors. Do not leave the tower. If the signal is down, activate the bell.
And that's when you kind of think, oh, things are not what they appear to be. And very quickly, she does experience the fog, because originally she was just like, oh, it's just fog, it's normal stuff. No, there are things in the fog. Think of it like a combination of The Mist and Lovecraft and cryptids and all that shit just kind of mushed together to create something new entirely. And that's what this is. Things are weird when it happens. Eventually she realizes that the forest is not what it appears to be. The reason why she's there, I'm not going to go into too much information with that because there is a lot that happens and some things you just need to experience in this book. I love this book and I can't wait to read number 2, which is on my shelf up here somewhere. No, over here.
I don't know my left and my right.
But the main thing is, absolutely fantastic story. We got lovely characters because obviously she does get a co-host who joins with her called Daniel, and we love Daniel to bits. But the creepy things that happen, like the village itself, it's described as a small town, which is kind of like slowly people are kind of going missing because of said things in the forest and whatever goes around. And we learn things as we go along, like someone was decapitated in the tower like 2 months before she even goes there, and she was not told this. She was eventually told this by a food delivery guy because she has to constantly be there. But the thing is that weird shit happens in this tower. Weird shit happens in this tower. Like, she hears crying from the bathroom sink. There's strange phone calls, which is part of her job, but they're unhinged and very creepy. Obviously, we have missing people. We have a strange bird that quickly makes its presence known. But the thing is, though, is that it has human eyes and is always watching it. Like, how creepy is that for someone to have human eyes?
Oh.
And the main thing is that I love about this story is, yes, Peanut, is that things that I've said previously in, like, throughout the book, later on, things actually correspond with each other and they slot nicely like a really well done puzzle. Sure, it makes you have more questions, but it kind of gives you the answers that you need in a really nice tight bow, and I love that. But it's not just that there's the drama of the strange things that are going on. There's also normal drama of, let's say, an intruder. Like, it's not just fear of the unknown like Lovecraft, it's also fear of the people around you as well, because nothing is what it seems. I also apologise because Peanut wants attention and she's been in need a little so-and-so. The other thing that I love that this book has done, it's done something that no other book has done before, and that has made me actually feel emotions towards other characters. Well, it's just towards characters in general. I like to say, well, Ven would also agree to this when I say this, because I do say this quite often to my friends, I am emotionally dim. When I read a book, let's say Fourth Wing, for example, everyone loves the character Liam. And obviously, spoiler alert, Liam dies. I'm just going to throw that out there. Liam dies in the saddest way possible. And everyone was crying about this character, like, literally, like, heartbroken. And even though I really liked this character, my response was, oh, that's a shame. I genuinely liked that character. That's how I respond to things. I don't get emotional. I don't do things I with anything to do with characters. It's just, I've never experienced that with a character. As I said, I'm emotionally dim. But this book, Kel, you made me care about the characters. I was like, it was really weird. It was in stream when it happened, and I think, like, my face just kind of dropped because I didn't know how to respond or act. You made my heart heavy for Evelyn and Daniel in this book, and it unnerved me. The book is unnerving enough as it is with all the things going on, but then it was like the double whammy of, oh, you actually made me care about these characters. How dare you with these characters, my babies. And I just find that really weird because I don't get that. The fact that I felt my heart was heavy for them was a whole different thing. There's a few characters in this book. The main one is obviously Evelyn, who is the main host, and then we have Daniel, the co-host. Lovely man, dresses like a dad. They're both around their mid-30s. No, they're not in their mid-30s. Daniel is 30. Evelyn is 28 years old. Evelyn, her kind of like stories, like, I feel sorry for her. She's a recovering alcoholic, like recently recovering, like she's just kind of stopped drinking, and then she has all this shit to do with all this mental stuff. And then Daniel, who comes in, who's pretty much like this little angel, this goody two-shoes who just wants the best for her. And it's not the fact that there's like, sure, we can have a romance there, like, yeah, maybe there could be a romance, maybe things are budding for them, but it's not forced, and it's genuine, and it's just genuine friendship between them with how they react and respond to each other, and nothing is forced between them, and it all seems really genuine. And I love that so much for the characters. It's so rare. Normally when I read books, it's like, oh, it's instant love, but this is, no, it's a build-up. It's them actually getting to know each other, the experience they have to go through together, then eventually them sharing their experiences that they have through life with each other. And I love that. And the fact that Daniel pretty much dresses like a dad, like, I love that. I'm there for that. And he loves terrible jokes and he sings random show tunes badly. I'm there for that. We have Finn, who has forest duty normally. He's a police officer in Pinehaven. He deals with the weird calls about the forest, and he goes into there to sort certain things out, because things that happen in there, they have to sort things out pretty fast, or else things will escalate even more, or more things will appear. It all corresponds with everything in the story. Seriously, it's mental. Then we have Nancy, who's a new person who's new to Pinehaven. She's a police officer, but she's worked for like 15 years in a different place, but she's new to Pinehaven, new to Finn. And I hated her because she was quick to jump to conclusions, and I don't blame her in a normal sense of everything, that's a good way to go, because it would have been like that if they weren't in Pinehaven. She quickly disappears though. And then we have Jennifer, who is a childhood friend of Evelyn. Things happen with her. There's a mystery around her, which things kind of do get explained, and then you just feel really sad for Jennifer and Evelyn. And then you have Elijah, who is Jennifer's boyfriend, and the only thing I can say about him is, I get it, but do better. That's all I'm going to say about that. I love this book. This is a crazy book. Things happen in it. It's unhinged. It's beautiful. The fact that there's things with like human like qualities to them, or they do have like, for example, there's like, the best thing I could describe it is an elk, but I believe its antlers are hands from like different people. And the way that it's described in this book, it's not like in your face, but it describes enough that you imagine it and you realize how fucking creepy it is. And then their reactions to it, it's like, that would be my reaction too. Kel, how dare you make me feel for characters? How dare you? I'm not used to that. It makes me feel weird. But I would absolutely like recommend this book. I will read this again. I really thoroughly enjoyed this one. I'm excited to start book 2. Don't know when book 3 is coming out, but I need it. I need it. And maybe, if we ask very nicely, we can have a chat with Kel and be like, why? Why? Absolutely love this book. It's crazy. It's beautiful. It has certain moments where you feel for the characters and the situation that they're in. And for me, that is a rare thing. Rating this is 5 stars for me, because it actually made me feel, I connected with the characters to a really like deep level with certain things, which is beautiful in itself, but also how they respond, how they react, how they say things. It's so beautiful. I need more people to read this book so I can talk to more people about this book, about the unhinged, fucked up things that happen. I mean, come on, please. But I'm going to leave it there. I appreciate you watching this. I wonder if you've read this or something like this. This is brilliant. This is fantastic. But yeah, read it, book form, or anything like that. Support the author in any way possible. Links down to their social medias and things like that down below. And stay awesome, my friends. Much love, and I will catch you all very soon. Badum.